Shalom, shalom, y'all surrounded. People live like Tulsa, Oklahoma. What's going on? I heard the pumps up down by the break. First thing first, turn to the east. Come on, praise the Lord, too. Yahweh, by a ship. Y'all shout, by a ship around the dies. It was an ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. It's great name of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Double honor. Apostle of the great millstone. And shalom. Teach to brothers living this truth. And shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Come today, y'all, Shrillah. If you can't tell or if you don't know, the racial tension is at a boiling point right now. Like you got all nations pretty much going each other's throat. It's even division in your own nation. You know, you got Edomites, so-called white man. They fight amongst each other over Donald Trump. And then you got Jake versus Esau, which is a very biblical dynamic. They going at it. When you look at the Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony case, you got a Moabite. They just shot Jake in the back. Somebody stealing some water. So you got Moabites, your agents, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Taiwan, Vietnamese, all of them hating Jake. You got even the tribes fighting each other. You got Northern tribe, Ishikar, so-called Mexicans. They talking about they're gonna side with Esau. They fight Jake, and it's a bunch of division. And the reason that's happening is because it's biblical prophecy that will happen, especially over here in Babylon the Great, aka America. Because when the Lord took out ancient Egypt, he made the Egyptians attack each other. So what the Lord is doing is, you know, mirror effect. You know, nothing new under the sun. So right now you got Americans attacking each other. Because, you know, you got American Israelite, you got American Edomite, both born here in America. And right now they about to fight each other, man. They can't get along because the Lord said we never will get along. So I'm gonna start off first things first. It's Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the islands of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So that's the vision right there. The Lord just said right here, and then he would do what? He would melt the idols of Babylon the Great. Donald Trump is an idol here in America. Because Babylon the Great is also known as spiritual Egypt, because we was in bondage here. So he said he should make Egyptian against Egyptian. We seeing that right now. They fighting over Donald Trump policies. They're saying, oh, immigrants need to get up out of here. You know, they need to go. They're like, oh, that's cool. But hey, this dude raised up the gas prices. The grocery prices is high. He up here doing all this bread and circus at the White House line. I ain't with that. He need to go. So I'm like, over my dead body. Donald Trump, you is my daddy. I'll do anything to make you happy. So they fighting over that, man. That's a big division.
They can split, like, you know, you got a lot of these people talking about, hey, he said America first, but now he's over there doing everything for Israel and this and that. So, like, that's a big division right there. Then you got a lot of Babylonian jakes, man, which is Egyptians, man, going at it with up 2/3. Talking about, oh, we should boycott. Oh, no, we ain't gonna boycott it. This is about some cyber situation, man. It's just a big, nothing but confusion. And the Lord said that in the last days, the Babylon is gonna be filled with that. Matter of fact, I got that here in Isaiah 47:1. And it said, let me get it in the it says, come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, sit in the dust for your days. Oh, no, this is the NLT. Let me get the King James. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no more throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate. Nobody's calling this place tender and delicate. It's no more looked at as like the best nation on the planet of the earth. And then the word dust goes into confusion. And that's what you see around lately right now. Nothing but high confusion and tensions at an all-time high. People don't know what to do. They don't even know whether to turn left or right because there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah. And the brother had to your point on that too. A lot of Edomites starting to see the other Edomites, you know, your Ish Edomites, they get free healthcare, they get free college, they get money to start up businesses. They like, hey, bro, that's our tax money. So now the stupid Edomites, because they've been doing this for years, but Esau just now learning it because of social media. Now they don't care what they politicians got to say. They say APAC. bought out their politicians and bought out their president. And so the American taxpayer money goes to small houses to fund their enterprises, and the poor working class anybody over here now seeing that, and it's causing division in itself too. They don't care about their politicians, but like they say, if you're an APAC taking that foreign money, they're not about to vote you in no more. And I'm like, fool, they've been doing that. They own your bank, the Federal Reserve. So now wisdom and understanding has been increased, and now it's showing all the corruption, man. Like Donald Trump is on them island man fight. People are divided over that. They're like, he shouldn't even be the president no more. He molested little children. And you got certain people like, that's fake news. He's not on no file. And that's just Democratic propaganda. That's all that is. And they fighting over that, man. Major division all the way around. And we've been telling everybody that, like they've been saying, like this place is trash. It's no good. It doesn't benefit nobody. But see, Esau never cared to affect them. Now we're saying one class Edomite's been affected by a real bad system. Now they call them foul. And they're so dumb, they ain't going to attack the rich Edomites for doing it to them. They're going to say, well, goddamn Ray over there driving a nice car. And then, so they're going to take the heat to y'all swallow. Because really, that's the perpetual hatred that's still brewing up in them. And right now, what they're going to do is, they're not going to wait for Donald Trump to give them the go-ahead. They're not going to wait for their senator to give them the go-ahead. They're going to go ahead and take matters in their own hands. Like we seen with that one Edomite that shot up a Jake family reunion. He had an AR-15. And he called him slurs and he shot it on up because Esau's mad right now, man. Esau thought that his country was going to be made great again. And now they're saying that Donald Trump is failing them because he never could do it. Because of what I just read earlier in that precept. He just said, the Lord said, sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So no man is going to fix this country, man, because it's time for it to go down. And it's in bad confusion. Like I said, in the midst of the bad confusion, what is Esau doing? All kind of circuses everywhere. We just had the NBA finals. They had a team that nobody was expecting them to win to bring the shock factor. And they know the Knicks got a crazy fan base, so let New York win. That way everybody go crazy in New York, chaos in New York. You got the Soccer World Cup is here in Babylon the Great. You got USC fights on the line. Yeah. So the circuits is going major, super major to keep people distracted. Then you got UFO disclosure information about to leak out. They done did a movie, but the government been trying to figure out the best way to tell the people. And look, Akim, it just hit me. They did that movie first to soften the blow. So when they tell the people revert back to that movie and like, okay, it'll go like how it was in the movie. That's why I'm going to go watch that movie for y'all trying to do a review on it. Because I think Esau is going to do it similar to that movie. They just trying to they want the best angle to capture people's hearts. That way when they come to MOTV, people go for it real easy. Like Esau don't want the uproar to be too great. Because he has to reel in the chaos. So he don't want the chaos to be so great that he can't reel it in. Because this way of reeling in the chaos is going to be the MOTV. That's going to be the end-all, be-all for your peace and safety and your way to eat. Because the dollar collapsing right now. Another thing we didn't say, that's all the division, because that precept said kingdom versus kingdom. Right now, America's losing a war right now to Iran. They ain't trying to tell the public, they're losing that war. Donald Trump keeps saying, I got a deal in place. I got a deal coming. But you look up, Iran is peltering Israel with missiles. So the whole land's been trodden down by heathens right now. But they try to cover that up, man. Worry about the Knicks, man. Ain't that boy Justin Brunson cold? Hey, man, I got a UFC fight going on. Worry about that.
That's exactly what they did in the ancient Rome. That's how you know this is the revived Roman Empire. And ultimately, every time when it was getting real hectic and mad, what did the Caesar do? You throw out some bread and circus. And that's why you see all these different events happening here to keep everybody in a docile mindset, play hokey pokey and don't know which way to go because, they don't know what's going on. Hey, if all the bread and circus was cut out, 2020, whenever, the C-19, everybody be looking up and pointing fingers. But, the bread and circus got people in the hospital.
Got them caught in that psychosis state. You got AI out here. You don't even know what to believe no more because of AI. So they're stuck in this frozen state, and they're waiting on their government to give them the go-ahead on what to do. And right now, the government is just like putting mass entertainment on there. And like I said, that's to cover up what's really going on. They losing the war. I can't tell the public that. I got to look strong for the public. You know, I told you we got the strongest military in the world. We got that military, we're going to look up. You know, it done took heavy casualties and losses. You know,
in the pudding too, because Trump got his goals for coming out saying, yeah, we're winning the war, but yeah, he's sending 500 more soldiers over there. You're not winning the war if you're still sending soldiers over there. That should be coming on to win the war.
They get a lot. Yeah. Right. Picking them off, man. It's very easy.
It took 20 years for them to get up out of Iran. And they was fighting against niggas and some dresses and some flip-flop sandwiches.
Get to Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq.
Yeah. And Iran got the strongest military out of all the little Muslims. So, man, I'm seeing the L coming. It's like Scripture say, at least in the block, threw that out. Because the Israelis did that. Babylon the Great wasn't even trying to deal with none of that. Babylon the Great was trying to, do some bread and circles. Using their idol, Donald Trump. But he's losing steam. Everybody like my body, they out there saying F you at the games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they about done with that dude. Like, hey man, you full of hot air. You ain't delivered on nothing you said you was gonna do. And you're like Joe Biden 2.0. Going to sleep during the conferences, Putin and stuff.
I wouldn't even be surprised if something big happened at that White House high.
God. Like he might be took out. He's talking noise to BB. He's talking noise to him. Like, bro, that's your boss, man. You got a Mossad agent, and it's a wrap. Like, don't let your base, your pander to your base get you knocked off. But we know who run the show. And it's the small hatters, you know? And the small hatters now is loose. That's why they over here begging. They ain't got no allies like that. And the whole world is against them. They couldn't even go, what was that? Albania. They try to buy island over there. They like, the people like, absolutely not. So they're like, hey, like a future vagabond, they can't even go nowhere now. The last place they in right now is Argentina.
Argentina, but I heard on I seen the video. They getting kicked out of Thailand as well. Too, if I remember correctly, that Thailand as well. Yeah, I think it was Thailand too.
I can see that. Yeah, everybody good with them. So like, let me bring this out right here because I talked about Egypt. You know, being the spiritual successor to Babylon the Great America. And this is Revelation 11 and 8. It says that their bodies shall lie on the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And we're about to see that too. If these chicks keep kicking up, like you already seeing dead bodies happen in New York. They out there just, partying and people coming with the gun and laying people out. So once they get ICE involved and they're like, okay, I'm done playing nice, man. Go out there. Anybody that's brown or yellow, lay them out. And once it be mashed, unalive, and ain't nobody gonna try to run and do no funeral. Once all hell break loose, like if you die, that's when you're gonna lay it. Like the scripture says, you're gonna be like food for the crows. Your body gonna be stinking. Ain't gonna be no funeral services, man. Right, man, they can happen right now. Iran can set down the whole grid. Obama, they can set down the grid. It's say Iran did. Everything is set in place, is set in motion, man. For the prophet to take place.
Anybody's online, I already talked about the Great Blackout. I can't wait till the Great Blackout. It's gonna be a lot of dead bodies, a lot of generations wiped out in a couple days. And like,
that's the first stuff. They're talking about the lights cut out. I heard anybody say that too. The lights cut out, we're gonna attack, black people. They mad about their case. Oh, they mad about Chud the Builder. That dude was creating a bunch of tension going around, trying to rage fake Jake. And they mad because he's in jail still. They're like, the lights go out, man. I'm just going to lay out all the black people I can see. I'm just so ready for it. So you got Edomites calling for the race war, man.
They just let you know that old ancient hatred from Esau all the way in Genesis is still here today. Matter of fact, this is Ezekiel 35 and 5. It says, behold, thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword at the time of their calamities and the time that their iniquity had no end. So it's a perpetual hatred. That's a hatred that's never going to go nowhere. A consistent, constant hatred. Man. And that's what you see today. That perpetual hatred, that old ancient hatred from all the way back then in the beginning of the book.
It's only gonna get worse, man. Probably get another precept. That what we just said right there, when Esau wants the lights to go out, they did a little bit of that during Hurricane Katrina. That stuff went bad, and they cut Jake out. Jake couldn't go. Yeah, Jake couldn't go down the block, or Esau would
You got to think about it. They know when is the perfect time for that. Because you got to think what we call him Esau. You got to remember to go back to the origins in Genesis. Esau is a cunning hunter, so it shouldn't be surprising when they're looking for the right time. They're waiting for the right time to strike. That's how these devils operate, man. So in a time when it's very chaotic, when a time where the police cannot enforce the law, that's the perfect time you got to be on your P's and Q's like that. That's a perfect example when they brought up how y'all just brought up the Hurricane Katrina case. There's documentaries about that. That was the time where the police did not enforce the law. Jake was being slaughtered at that time.
bring this up right here. It's Proverbs 3:31 says, "Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways," man. So you got a lot of Jake, man, are really heathens. They envy, Esau, and they look to, imitate him, emulate him. That's why China is the way they is. That's why they got new. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's why a lot of these heathens hate Jake. They hate Jake. Esau hates Jake. You got tribes hate Jake. That's them envying and emulating their oppressor, man. Esau, he's so-called white man. They emulate. He didn't think about even Judah. You little gangster, you little hood rat. Their culture, hood culture is emulate Esau, man. That's his way. He started gangs. That's what Jake don't realize. Repping Crips and Bloods, and a lot of your fellow brothers who act like Esau, man. That's why Esau promotes their disputes. He likes that gangster stuff because it keeps Jake in a lower state. And he wants Jake far away from the truth as possible. And when you in that hood mentality, that's a straight carnal, wicked mentality to have. Even like Jake done took you, something that's like wretched, Jake today call it ratchet. But when you look at the word wretched, it means bad, defiled, evil. Jake made it like a badge of honor, like, oh, y'all like us, he ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he ratchet with it. Oh, yeah, that Jake right there, he ratchet. I'm like, see, y'all done curse yourselves, man. Ain't nothing good about being ratchet or being wretched. It's the real word. Jake took it and turned it into ratchet. And dang near, commercialized. To where women think it's cute to be ratchet. And men of the Lord don't like ratchet females. They don't left for their own devices. Where Esau come down with that great rap. And the devil come down with great rap because his kingdom is trashed out. He done lost it, man. The devil already invested in some crypto. They done rug pulled it. Now he went to zero. Like that one Edomite that killed that Eve. I heard he had lost his money in the crypto business. And he took it out on Eve, man. She probably talked slick to him. He just choked her out.
That's what it is. When this place go down, they're gonna find a way to blame it on Jake some type of way. And they're gonna come like pour body out. And everybody already see that right now. Everybody's blaming Jake for something. When they really should be blaming Esau for it.
That goes to the precept following Esau pursued him with the sword. In Ezekiel 35, I think about the third verse, we talked about that. How he continued that perpetual hatred, but he said he continued pursuing his brother with the sword. And that's basically what he thought he was doing now. He's trying to that, and they're blatantly saying it throughout social media.
Esau is the sword. He is that person. I got one. This is Ezekiel 21. I'm gonna start at 8. It says against the word of the Lord comes to me, saying, "Son of man, prophesy and say this. Said the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also purpose. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is purpose that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?" And that's what you see Jake doing right now, making mirth all happy because all his bread and circus. But all that is doing is easy for you to get knocked out. You just look at that movie, The Purge, where Jake was over there partying on a black party and having mirth in the time of calamity. And next thing you know, people can start dying and they can start running panic. So that's exactly what Jake is doing. And Esau is there, so he's gonna come at you while you're in a docile, happy state. You you should be in the house of mourning. And it says, she then make mercy. It says, the rod of my son and every tree. It says, and he that is given it to be furbished, that it may be held, it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, it is furbished to give into the hands of the slave. Right? And by her crying how, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon the princes of Israel. Terror, it says, terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. So the Lord is going to allow Esau Edom to come down with great wrath, man, one more time, man. That's that Jacob's trouble. And not only Jacob, not only Esau coming down. That's why you're seeing a high tension between everybody against Jacob. Man. You see Moab, you see Ammon, you see Ishmael going against him. You see tribes of Israel going against each other. So that's Jacob's trouble. Right?
That's pretty much judgment from Yahweh Shah, because you can't forget what Apostle Peter said in 1 Peter chapter 4 and 17, because he said judgment would begin at the house of Israel. And that's why we're seeing this bad judgment. So a lot of these people that have been judged are pretty much 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because they don't want to get by. Okay? And that's why when we read these scriptures, we constantly warning you and let you know that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his allies are gonna come down on you, man. Okay? And so real quick, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 10, and it says, behold, all right, and anytime you read that word behold, it's basically saying the Lord telling you to watch. Okay? Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Woo. And there it is. So just for darkness, read that precept where we talking about Esau sharpening up his sword. That's what that sword is for the nation of 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, because they constantly piss Yahweh off every single day. Remember, he was angry at the wicked every single day. Okay, so it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Okay? And it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt was fled as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. I love that precept. That's so it covers so much ground on that. I think he said smite me with plagues like before. You got pestilence going out right now. You got ticks eating up the cattle. Oh, school worm. I know that's what they talking about. School worm eating up the cattle. Trump did that term thing that plagued the crops. I seen dead farms of Arkansas, dead farms of Kansas. So the crop is not yielding like it used to. They're not gonna get the cattle yield because of the worm and the ticks. Maybe the ticks is fighting the deer, so no more deer meat. You know, we saw a lot of that deer meat. That's out off the table. You know, so the Lord is really like plaguing this place heavily, man, with all kind of pestilence. When they talk about antivirus earlier, Ebola, they didn't get no legs because the circles is loud, so loud right now. Everybody's partying. Y'all good. We're not blocking that. So everybody's partying right now and making mirth to where ain't nobody really paying attention to the plague that's in Babylon the Great right now. It's like this place heavily, man. And it's coming on them unawares, kind of like that flood that Noah was preaching to, man. You know, so everybody too busy partying. You know, you got Eve shaking her butt with a baby strapped to her chest. She's gonna shake her butt so bad. And they said they got enough circus for everybody. Like this is a circus right now. We're behind the Drillers playing a baseball game right now. Baseball's going on right now. So you think these folks they happy. They're not looking at it, but see, you got them hardcore Edomites, the red belly Edomite beings. They say they country be destroyed. Farmers, when this dude's farm be destroyed, what you think he gonna do? He got guns. And he was over there, Jake over there, garden is flourishing, farm is flourishing. You know, Jake is going hard. Jake's farm's not being affected by it. So what are they gonna do? This Edomite got all kinds of guns. He a farmer. You know, he saw put pride in his sword. So he gonna take them guns, he gonna go over there and catch Jake slipping, man. You know, Jake ain't paying attention. We talked about that earlier about how Jake is so oblivious to what's going on. He's gonna go right over there, pow, pow, pow. This is my corn now, and I'm gonna sell it. That's why. And then look, we said before we open up camp. If Esau unalive Jake
there's going to be no justice right now. We're seeing that with the Carmelo Anthony situation. They're going to blow that under the rug. Like, hey, man, hey, unresolved case. You know, we don't know where he got that porn from. You know, they're going to cut little deals. Go ahead,
That quick preacher of, I'm just quoting, but it's in the book of Ecclesiastes where King Solomon said it's better to be in the house of mourning than the house of peace. That's what a lot of people is pretty much in the house of peace. You know, I just mentioned that we got a baseball game going on right now. That's why a lot of people walking by today. Okay, and there's been stuff going on all week, all basically this whole summer. There's been stuff going on.
Legacy Fest.
Yeah, legacy fest, all of that, man. So it's been a lot of house of feasting right now, and nobody's paying attention. And then Yahweh Shai even warned us that in the day of no. So it is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 38. It said, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And then it said, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
Woo. And see, this new flood ain't gonna be with no water. It's gonna be with military agents. They call them ICE agents. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the new flood. It's gonna be military troops. I think they talking about calling the National Guard in New York right now. Because they say they turn it up too much, man. Somebody got shot and killed. And there's been a lot of mass shootings going on too. You know, what in Ohio, one in Texas. Yeah, so it's like mass shootings going on. All kinds of partying, circus. They say, man, it's like the Lord overload these Babylonians, man. They get overstimulated.
That goes back to that same precept I read, where she said, "Sword is being sharpened, you can't make murder." And a lot of people are making murder in the time where the sword is being sharpened, and now actually the sword is being starting to be swung.
They swinging it. Regular everyday Edomites is swinging it. You know, shooting it and everything. And you let Ezekiel to the first chapter, brother. Okay. Shalom to the Akir Michael Bar. He had done on the comment board too, man. So that's the spirit right there, man. And we're trying to warn our people, and they tell us to shut up. You even got Jake that's in the military don't even know the sword coming. I'm like, bro, you right there. Remember something that day?
Yeah, I'm like, man, I don't understand how you're not paying attention. I don't be paying attention to it like this. I just be working over there.
It's crazy. Yeah, I said that looking like what is the retarded? Like, yeah,
You right there at the sword. Like you, hey, and I thought what you doing out by how y'all. Cause I was like, hey, I'm about to get the creme of the creme, like to get the information at the source. Yeah, we know more than this.
yeah. I was getting excited. Oh, you in the military?
Yeah.
Man, let me go get you. Oh, no, bro. I just got right, bro.
They got me in on the dude.
Yeah. God, I was like, oh, this dude retarded, man. Then he heard the truth. He carried the truth behind him. So I'm like, oh, yeah, you really gonna get worked over, man. Like, then he tried to say, like, well, we're gonna be here 50 years from now, 6 years from now. Really trying to get, I'm like, nah, bro.
He's trying to pull
Your government talking about the UFO disclosure, man. That's something new. You're not dealing with what he trying to say. You're dealing with the same thing as our forefathers. I'm like, nah. This is kind of like, it's kind of the same, but it's some new stuff, though. We didn't hear UFO disclosure in the 80s and 90s. Plus, the economy wasn't as bad either. I'm supposed to have a good economy in the 80s and 90s. Gas
How y'all doing today?
doing all right. Gas is cheap. Now we paying what? Average $3 to $4 a gallon. More than that for our brothers on the coast. They paying more than that. Groceries is high.
That not have a diesel.
God. Yeah, you paying what, 5 or 6 on?
Yeah. That's why a lot of these truckers, it's a trucker prices too. So like it's getting bad for the truckers, so the food ain't gonna go to the stores.
If they payment. Lord called for a payment. Been telling y'all swallow payment coming. I'll shut up, nigga. No, it ain't. And now you can see it's coming like full. I mean, talking about full blown payment. Like I said, you got the trucking issue, and then you got the farms that ain't growing no crops. I seen acres and acres of dead crop, y'all. So they say the fertilizer comes out there straight. Straight on Mother's closed. Why is it closed? Because you elected a dummy in chief to be in office. He compromised. And he started the war and got it closed when it was open. You know, but they did that with pride. They was all like, oh, yeah, we got our guy. He gonna make it great. He gonna do this, and that. And you look up and, man, he just made everything less affordable for you. Because what he did, he made it worse.
Remember, he said, I don't care about American finance.
Oh, that's what I like, too. I like the Lord got a real red-bellied devil up there that don't give a damn. So it's like he make it where like they got to have a mental breakdown. They can't like argue with us about it. They can't argue with us about it no more because the devil said out his own mouth. So I don't care about y'all finances. I'm making sure they don't have no nuclear weapons. So they can't be like, oh well, you know, this and that. You know, they used to have a little, you know, somewhat a talking point. Now that's why they mad at me at my job now. Hey, you can get these on work right now, man. You doing this? Your dummy president got that UFC fight. This dude had a dirt bike rally yesterday. What type of stuff is that? That ain't how you make it great. He did a slush fund and bragged about it. They got all caught up. Everybody like, God dang, dude, did they quit? Any brain cells still working?
It shows that he was a liar. Because when he ran on making things affordable. Affordability. Then like halfway through when they got elected, he said affordability. We don't worry about affordability. That's a Democrat made up term that trying to like that. So you ran on, you're gonna make it affordable now. Affordability ain't it's a Democrat term. This stuff that they made up trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, they ought to feel dumb, man.
Now you're talking about they put down shit recently a couple of months ago. We talking about the finances. I don't care about your finances.
Now we got proof that both parties are pretty much like. That's exactly what it is. So you remember when Jones, he ran for the presidency, what he said, we're not going to mandate that you do. Well, 6 months later, my patient is running dead.
And it goes back, then it shows you the truth of the scriptures. Because it says the wicked go straight from the womb speaking lies. Like that's how they do. They lie, still killing the truth.
And see, that lose credibility with your government. That's why I'm saying it's gonna take the play. They're not gonna regard their kings and princes. They're like, bro, you done lied to me. You done lied to me for years and years and years. Why should I listen to you? So now you're gonna have like little militia groups of Edomites. They're gonna say, we gotta make America great. We gotta protect the Constitution. Come on, Billy Ray, Billy Bob, Jimbo, get your guns. They're gonna get in the back of that pickup. They're gonna ride down Jake neighborhood and terrorize Jake. And if they get shot at, they're gonna be crying and stuff like that. Why they do us like that? Like, for instance, I've seen that. I might do a lesson on that. When that family union got shot up, all the women was crying and couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying? That like stuff ain't going on. Like, he's ain't telling you in his government that he want to get at you.
They believe that lie. Ain't nothing going on with like people say it's 2026, man. Ain't no racist. Like, now they believe that shit.
God, they showing it. They redistrict, taking away your vote right. This dude got Project 2025, and he'll bring on that. What's that one devil's name? That bald head, little nerdy. Stephen Miller. Is that his name? Yeah. He'll come out there and be like, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that. Like they're telling you in the public. They just don't say the name, but they're telling you like we're gonna come down on you hard. What they're gonna do is they're gonna try to label you an immigrant. That's why they're trying to take away Jake's U.S. citizen. Yeah, U.S. citizen credit. Like one of the Trump just came out and said we're redistricting because we want Trump to take the 14th Amendment to the Supreme Court so we can get it overturned.
I think they use the term like revisit the 14th Amendment. Some bullshit.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah. But they telling people, the public, like they paying attention. They tell them like I'm gonna strip your citizenship away. Once I do that, then I can treat you any type of way. I can put you in a concentration camp. I can put you like even Donald Trump now said it, man. He won't take in the field and in the back. He gonna that free labor back. That's what made America great, was free labor. So now this devil realize, oh, I gotta bring that back. You know, but I gotta do it, you know, with legislation. And I want to do it where they don't even know I'm doing it. They just go easy. You know, but it's not gonna happen because the prophecy that we telling our people, this is what the devil's about to do. This is what they doing. They try to scoff. Remember we talked to that Jake at the last camp? When I got on him hard, he couldn't scoff no more. I had hit too many pressure points. And he just made himself look stupid trying to say, well, no, it ain't, no. I was looking at space, man. What I was saying, I was in the bird. Hit him. Like, yeah, bro, you better, you better think about this stuff, man.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know, because your battle buddies ain't going to have your back.
Yeah, man, part say they do go out there see some landmines and then create office, but
He's working on planes and minutes on the front line.
And Esau going friendly fire. But it's not. What that Pete Hesse said, we got to cleanse and purge the military.
God, and that's that. See, a lot of people don't know that's what was going on in the Vietnam War. A lot of people, a lot of those so-called Negroes, soldiers that were coming back, they were saying that. They said that like that the friendly fire wasn't necessarily. It was on purpose. It wasn't accidental. And that movie Platoon, that old cool movie Platoon with that movie they said the soldiers of the Vietnam, they said that was the perfect description of what was going on while they were fighting Vietnam.
Might watch that again.
That how they was doing friendly fire and leaving a battle buddy behind and shit like that.
I'm saying that it wasn't like a Jake versus Esau type of thing.
Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen, he's like, man, leave him out there. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, we're gonna purge him out.
Like I can tell you, like for my pops, because you know he's veteran. He talked to other people that was in Vietnam. He told me that it was the pastor. It was the pastor for the church that used to be in the Vietnam War, and they was going there with that feud. And he said that he actually threw a grenade at the Edomite, but it was a dud. He was like, that's how bad this shit was. Friendly fire. He was like, yeah, he was so mad that he threw a grenade, but that Edomite was lucky.
Yeah,
he was lucky.
Right, that says it's gonna get bad like that. I see the military split.
Yeah,
I see the military split because they trying to combine the military, U.S. military, with the IDF. If you don't know what the IDF is, that's the Israel Defense Force, Joshua. And I can see some of the generals like, nah, man, this is U.S. military. I don't take orders from you. And I can see that being a battle. That's gonna be that's Egypt versus, but now not Egyptian versus Egypt, but that's Edomite on Edomite crime. Because them small having them Edomites. These American dudes over here, them Edomites too. These gentlemen say, over here we do this like this in America. Them say, hey man, forget what that say. We Israel, we taking over, we doing it like this. And that might be a fight just right there, man. That wasn't a good move, man. The Lord, like Esau trying to bring his military combine his power together, but I can see the Lord gonna split that up. That's gonna break up. That's gonna. And I can say that's why they're gonna say they might label Donald Trump like a foreign terrorist or something. But I say this dude, he's not protecting American people. He got a foreign military over here telling us what to do. Yeah. What type of stuff is that?
I got a good one to bag you up. This is Matthew 12:25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city and every house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan shall cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand?
The answer to that is they won't. But we sent all the division to break it up, man. These Edomites are more divided ever in my lifetime, man. Esau used to be on point. They used to all be together and be on point against y'all surrounding. Now we look up, they fight each other harder than they forget about y'all. That's why y'all surrounding coming up a little bit. Because Esau is forgetting about that fight. They too busy fighting each other. They all Democrat. You a Democrat. Oh, no, you a Republican. You stupid dude. You with Sleepy Joe. I'm with Trump. Man, Trump go to sleep too. What you talking about, man? This dude going to sleep on conference parties, this and that. And he got higher gas prices than my president ever did. And you should vote for Kamala. And they fighting over that, man. I see Edomites, man, like tear each other up. Family homes is getting tore up. Households, they fighting over the Carmelo Anthony situation.
A lot of Edomites is with Jenkins. Some Edomites like, it's ridiculous.
Like, and they're divided on the gender thing too. But the Edomite woman now wants to mess with the Israelite man. She don't want the Edomite man no more. You know, that's Esau. That's why they got in Project 25. They're trying to force their women to be with them. Like the handmaid tale. They like, I'm gonna take your rights away, and you gotta lay down with me. You can't lay down with Tyrone over there. I can't compete with Tyrone, man. Tyrone get up there, blow the box up. Esau can't go behind that. With a little tootsie roll. Little pecker, you can't do that, man. Plus they weird, they stink, because they don't bathe good. That says you smell Jake smell like kicked oil. The Jake coming with, you know what I'm saying? Got the butter, cocoa butter, got the locks, you know what I'm saying? Like Jake is coming with their raw stuff that all women is want. I know the Israelite man is sought after by all women all day. Probably Moab get mad too. The Moab women want Jake too. Ishmael want Jake too. Like everybody compete for Jake. Jake man right now, hey man, you getting this truth, man. Hey, it's all for you. So that's why you see the tension coming up too. No, he's like a real, you know, what I gotta say? He's a simp dude. You know, the romance come from Esau, man. You know, they got a soft spot for their women. So when he see his woman that he wants, that he desires, and she get in the car with Jake, you know, he gonna start up a little a group, you know, Patriot Front. He's gonna go out and unlock Jake. man, because they're taking our women. You know what I'm saying? They're breeding us out. Like, Esau Holland right now about a replacement theory. I'm like, shit, you damn right, man. That's in the scriptures, homie.
Elon Musk people brought that up.
God, he started a riot in Europe. Elon Musk started riots in Europe, man. He got them fighting immigrants over there. So it's like he doing his thing in Europe, and then Trump doing his thing over here in Babylon the Great. And that's why Europe is on fire. You like Elon Musk, he spreading that hate out, man. That's why he trying to like make a bunch of babies. I think he doing this stuff artificially. Test tube babies. I don't think they do it a real human no more. I think he got about 5 MOTVs. You know what I'm saying? He be buffering, he can't talk good. I'm like, oh, whoa, that stuff right there, man.
He got to go back to his office and sit on the charge.
Yeah, they got to put a charger back in that one. That one got a USB port in his back. You know what I'm saying? So, and then even that's the vision on that. Remember Elon Musk, Donald Trump's getting into it. Remember Donald Trump kicked Elon Musk out. Like, okay, your little PR run is over with. Get out of here. Take your butt back to Europe. I got it. They was together for a minute. They started banging over how to do the finance.
I've been saying that on national TV. That Elon Musk's son disrespected Trump.
Yeah. So that means Elon Musk done told his son something private, and they got in front of Trump. He went ahead and let it out because the son ain't got no filter. So that shows that division. They not really on the. They just doing it together a little bit just to use the money to get the troops in place and to get the MOTB in place. That's how that's an uneasy alliance. I know it wasn't gonna work. Elon Musk think he big dog. Donald Trump think he big dog. They will never mix.
You know the old saying, though, too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Nah, there's too many chiefs. I knew that wasn't gonna work. And this dude's about crypto. He's still about cash. This dude on old school oil. He about electrical. Now he eventually, went into it because that money, Donald Trump like a woman. Give him enough money, he'll do anything. I think you get that dude to swallow some seeds. You got enough bread, and that right there caused the division. We'll tell Esau that, and then you'll see Donald Trump sell out or say something crazy, and they ain't got no rebuttal to that. Like, oh man, he did say he don't care about my finance, so I can't argue that. He did start a war when he said no new war, so I can't argue that. Then he can't get us out the war. He said he got to have a deal every day for the past 2 months. There's no deal.
But they been saying like we don't want to talk.
Yeah,
we done talking.
Yeah, they done talking. So he just doing that to save face. Right. You got a deal going. I'm like, how you got a deal going? I just seen you suggest it. You ain't got nothing in place, dude. You dead in the water, man. You a puppet president, and everybody can see. And that's causing division. Some people might be like, hey, bro, we gotta accept. We gotta, bite the bullet. This dude no good. So I'm like, no. Let him run. He got it. Let him still do it, man. They like, man, he's my daddy. Yeah, like, come on, man. Take the kid from Pawpaw, man. He no good, man. Like, we look at bad. The black people, they right. Look at them. They like, no. On my dead body, man. My president. We're gonna ride it. Hey, we're gonna ride it to the folks sink. What's they ride it to the wheels fall off? That's Esau. He gonna ride this up to the wheels fall off. Like the wheels gone. This devil run on 4 flats.
Yeah. By now he on the rim.
Like, he on the rim on this sucker, man. I forgot about this
going down to the motor.
They already hit 3-4 cars. God, it's cooked, man.
3-4 cars that is parked on the side of the motor.
So now we're just waiting on that sword to come out. Now we're waiting on Esau. What's Revelation 12:12. But he gonna come down with great wrath. The time is short. We're waiting on that wrath. It's been kindled up now. We waiting for it to get big, man. They like, you know what? Put your hood on. We're going KKK style. We're gonna clean the block, man. And it's gonna be a bloodbath. Me and Doris about this earlier. That Jake got swords too.
It's gonna get back. And this is Jeremiah 9:22. It says, "Speak thus saith the Lord. Even carcasses of the men shall fall as dung upon the open fields, and as as heaven after the harvestman, and none shall gather them." And so that just let you know, hey, it's gonna be dead bodies on the street like dung, man. Like this shit, and nobody gonna see. And then everybody's gonna be at each other so much, nobody's gonna gather them up for them, graves and nothing like that.
That's hit it with Revelation 11:8 to the T. Open fields saying the same thing. Like, we don't feel it. It's gonna be too much chaos.
You don't feel me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be so much chaos out here, man, that ain't nobody gonna be able to all we gotta do a little poodle. You gotta go get down, man. It's gonna be like a chase rope. You know, you gotta Lord with you, man.
That's like what Elder Pastor Harden said. Like, basically, that's Jacob trouble right there.
Yeah.
Because Jacob trouble is everybody's trouble. That's what he always said. And it's obvious to that point, man. Like, think about that. Like, you're gonna walk past dead bodies that's not even gonna have funeral. So that means the birth is gone from America get back down the break. That means there ain't gonna be no more service, no more birth that's getting ready to take place. This little birth that you see right here, it's gonna die down and it's gonna be the last. Now after that, it's gonna be war, all out chaos.
The last little bit of good times.
Yeah.
And Bama Great gonna be invaded by another country. That's gonna happen, man. When they see this country is weak and it's all imploding, one of these countries will be like, oh, now's our time. Let's go, take some land back, do a land grab. I'm gonna get this right here. Hey, shout out to my aunt grandma at the bar, man. Y'all watch this drive there, brother, man. This is second Eric 16 and 17. What was me, who would deliver me in those days? Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the power to stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What should I do when these evils shall come? And see, what you should do is call on the name of the Lord and look for the Lord to guide you. And see, if you don't know those things, you're going to look for a carnal means that's going to get you unalive. The Lord just said right there, famine. And famine going to lead to all the great wars, man. They'll be fighting over this call it with an energy crisis. They'll be fighting over oil, gasoline, food, clean water.
That's going to trickle down to just the basic Americans, the basic Babylonians, man. Cause you got the have and have not effect. So shit, once somebody has something and somebody you smell somebody barbecuing or cooking something and you ain't got no electric or nothing, you're gonna be like, oh, this nigga over here doing something. Yeah, we're gonna go over there.
He got generators. Oh, you're about to take that.
And that goes back even deeper into second Edges, where it said they'll spoil their houses with the sword for the lack of goods.
Great tribulation.
Yeah.
Let's break it out. This is second Ezra chapter 15. We'll start at verse 14. And it said, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draws not. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be seditions among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Woo! Well, we get ready to go into that right now, man. All kind of factions and divisions is being built up right now. Where it can come from anywhere.
People are already not regarding their kings and princes. People don't even give a fuck about people don't give a fuck about what Trump got to say no more. That's why you see these Edomites and saying, fuck Trump, I need to go ahead and ride on myself. And that's why you seen the dude shoot up the goddamn family reunion. He was waiting for Trump to give him an order, and Trump take it to him. Same with the Chud the Builder situation.
Yeah, he got tired.
He got tired, so he's like, I'm gonna just try to force these niggas into jumping me so I can shoot them down.
They be the aggressive so they can fit his narrative, but they backfire. Matter of fact, he had to be the aggressor. And he ended up shooting his own damn self from the courthouse. That's how the Lord did it, man. But he's trying to get that narrative going. And matter of fact, he got called, he had a manifesto in a text. He said that his whole point was trying to start a race war. That's why he's in jail now. I'm like, dumb, you got all the evidence against you. So we're not making this up, man. It's Esau saying that. This devil race for the smoke. He won't get war, man, because his numbers is low. And they want to take our numbers down. They want to take our numbers down from the war. And he want to do it right here on American soil. He don't want to wait. All they got to do is find enough radical Edomites to band together, get some bravery in them, and there you go.
All of this information is further and further prove that these are the devil. This is Esau eating so-called white men. And that right there just reminded me of exactly how Esau and Jacob was in the garden when Jacob came home and he sold his birthright for one morsel of meat. And you saw how he was impatient in order to get that food. And that shows you why these devils is the way they are, man. They are very impatient. Very impatient creatures. That's why they food don't be cooked all the way.
They all rare,
yeah,
bloody.
They can't even wait for shit.
That's why, like, every time you see them cook some chicken or something, the chicken is all white.
Yeah.
Like,
Meat can be bloody.
Some of the chicken still have the feathers on it and shit.
Yeah, so it's going down, man. You got all like the date, like even Trump and Israel's all against each other. You know, about to fight. And all the whole reason they got to fight each other because of Esau. It's just the ignorance of it. You know, they're not looking at who's the common denominator in all this trouble. Who is that? So-called white man. But you know, Jake get a little cookie from the white man, and they like, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna fight on his back. They think Esau gonna win. I know it. Esau about to lose this. This Esau's last call for alcohol, man. You know, and they gonna go right with they master, man. That's Isaiah 13 and 15. Hand join hand in hand, you gonna go down. Try to tell them that, man, you better get away from Esau, man. Esau hot right now. The Lord got exactly. Lord got a great inquisition on Esau. Like I said, you preached earlier, he's mad with the wicked every day. So it's best to stay away from him, man. And then you still got Simple Jake going out to the woods, going with Bubba. You know, we just seen a Jake walk around and eat him right. Like, bro, he gonna set you up to go somewhere to cook out, and they gonna beat you out.
Hey, they gonna cook his ass, boy. He a big dude, man.
Yeah,
He gonna be there for a couple of months down there. Pop.
lead him out to the moon. He gonna listen to it, huh? Walk in what time it is. And that's his fault, man. The truck done went out. He just walked right past like it wasn't nothing, man. He should have stopped in the car and go, hey, man, something's going through stuff. I know that's what I would do if I didn't have the truth. You know, I see some brothers out preaching the truth about the word. Like, what y'all doing? What got y'all out here? You know, what's up with this, man? Break it down for me. Now, I'll be seeking it out. We can just see like 2/3 they about to go, because we're here at the tail end of this thing, and they still not seeking truth. They seeking comfort. That Jake and they went to the baseball game, look like.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so they ain't looking to get for the truth, buckle down. These motherfuckers chasing birth, man.
You know they following out the Esau narrative too. That's the main thing. They follow out the narrative of Esau. They don't even realize that the narrative we got to talk about how the narrative of Esau following out is making him look bad. He couldn't even stop long enough to hear that information.
But it's a homeboy giving them like 5 of the Edomite. Everything gonna change up on him. Like somebody.
Yeah, like look, the situation not too long ago. But some Edomites, the Jake, some Edomites to like the lake or something. Yeah, they said he didn't know how to swim, and they just left his ass over there. And they was like, oh shit. He was had to get a little help in there.
He's a little monkey. You know he ain't got no daddy. You wasn't even his homie. That's like you got laid out there by some goddamn random Edomites. Give a damn about you. And then I blame the parents. Because they didn't get that little boy no wisdom and understanding. Man, he should know that. You know? Shoot, my children, they call them bad guys. They're not about to go nowhere with a pack of Edomites, man.
My son just recently had a basketball game talking shit to an Edomite damn game. Like, that's how he know. He know them damn devils. Like that is your parents' fault if you don't teach your. That's what the scripture says. You're supposed to teach. You're supposed to train the child up in the way that he should go, and he will not depart. You're supposed to let him know that them the devil. Yeah, they might be praying, they might be giving you, they might be nice to you here and there, but no, they smile in your face and stab you in the back later on. That's how they operate. That's how they are.
I seen a little video of Eve with her little daughter that's like a kindergarten son. She was like, I don't have no friends. I don't know why people don't like me, mommy. Eve over there like, it'll change and it'll be okay. And everybody like, man, tell her the truth. Right. Tell her the truth. These are not your friends.
Put her in a different school. You said you put your daughter, you just gave her to the wolves. You didn't put her in a Jake school. Yeah, it might be a little ghetto or whatnot, but at least she ain't got to deal with that. Because Esau got a perpetual hatred towards y'all strong. See, they don't know that.
If you put them in a J school, at least she'll learn how to some thick skin. You know, them good days, they'll sharpen you up real quick.
Yeah, learn to fight.
Yeah.
The crazy part about it is the little girl had more sleep than the mother. She knew that they didn't like it.
Right.
And she's over here talking like, it's going to change and it's going to be all right, this and this, and you'll find friends. Like,
teaching her being up under that phone.
I've seen that a lot too, man. I remember this little chick. I go, her daughter was they were arguing. And her daughter, real young, probably like 5, 6 years old, telling her mom she ain't black. Her mom like, you are black. You are black. And I came in and tell her like, man, look, girl, really right. You're not black. That was her black. You know, I tried to give her a little bit, you know, threw it to the side. I'm like, hey, your little girl's smart. And that's sad. This chick down there for it.
If you really think about it, man, they come out of that pure form.
Point. She's like, my skin ain't black. His skin ain't black. Your skin ain't black. It's dark, but it ain't black. I'm not black. I'm like, you right. I'm not wrong with what? It ain't black. What? Oh, yeah. I tell her, you know, gave her a little bit of something. She you know, they got yeah, I'm just like, yeah, that's how I know things is gonna change different. You young different. Yeah. They not like civil rights generation, that boomer generation. They real dumb. They boomer generation integrated with their enemy. I know the youngsters now, they really don't. They like, 70 people older. These people is no good. They think they doing that right now without like getting no history and getting real knowledge. You know, once you study some history and get knowledge, like you'll see Esau never liked the children of Israel. This dude don't put drugs in your neighborhood, lynching people, rapping your grandma, you gonna go blend in with them? Hey, that's retardation. Like, nah, I'm trying to get away from this dude. And at this point, he over top grade. They call him niggas. They like to talk about how they want to like ship us somewhere. They want to put us in jail. Concentration camp. Yeah, they want us picking apples and oranges.
I wanted to. He might have did a video. He said we should never treat the slaves. Cause look how they fucking act now.
Meaning they want to go back to the slave. They're like openly saying it because they leaders like them. Say, as the king is as the people. And he don't hide nothing. I notice he don't have no internal monologue. Whatever is on Trump's mind, he gonna blurt it out.
And he said that too. He was like, only thing that can stop this is my morals. They don't have no morals. And ain't nothing gonna stop him because he don't have no morals. You got no soul, no nothing.
Yeah, and he said that verbatim. So it's like you can't use that. They don't even might tell us, but nah, he man just said his own mouth.
What he meant was, nah, that ain't what he meant. They always try to justify to give another meaning of what somebody meaning, like Bill Gates. Yeah. And if we can get to the population of 0 by this, but he means this, nah, he means when the kill your ass with a vaccine.
Yeah, that's why the scripture be breaking you devil down so perfect.
What he said, nah, man. And the Bible supports it, like you said, that's Zechariah 13:8. You say the wicked seek after the poor, who's the poor, the nation of Israel. So it all makes sense, man.
And that every time when the devil say something that big detrimental, that prove that they hate Israel, they always like, just like Uncle Dorothy said, they always try to sweeten it up. They always try to placate to make it sound like, nah, that ain't what he meant to say. This is real quick. I'm gonna bring this out in Psalm 55:21. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. That's how they try to placate what the devil is saying. You know, like what was that? The celebrity that blurted out the word nigga at a BET award, Tulsa Oklahoma, and then they tried to say that he had correct or some shit. Like that's how these devils operate, man. So they try to sweeten up what they really are. They full of shit, and they try to act like they should. You know what I'm saying? Putting sugar on shit, right? And this is when we know it said, "For war within their heart, his word was softer than oil, yet where they draw on sword." And that's why you can't trust them. The scripture tells you that never trust thy enemy. Okay, so this is why a lot of the 2/3 gonna get caught up. I even seen, you know how the scripture say nation against nation. You know, with that word nation goes into exo, where that's where you get the word ethnicity from. Okay, and so you're gonna have Edomite versus Edomite, and then you're gonna have the 2/3 Jake versus, you know, their own kind. Okay, so that's what nation versus nation really means. That is gonna be all that chaos. You're gonna be Chinese versus black, white versus black, black on black, white on white. It's gonna be all of that. That's what's getting ready to come down the pipeline. That's the prophecy that's in the book. And then you got a lot of people out here, they oblivious to that situation. They want to stay in that period of merch. They want to stay in all of that.
Social class wars.
So
The half versus half not.
Right.
You know, different factions. He in ICE, he with the U.S. military, he with the National Guard.
different religions,
Yeah.
Catholic, Muslim, all of that. That's what nation against nation really represent when you really dig deep into the scripture. Right? I remember that video with this 2/3 Jacob could be a terrorist who was talking shit to his own kind, basically saying that y'all don't want to go to war with these Edomites. They got everything that they need. He in a video with a MAGA hat on.
I seen that.
Kissing the white man's ass. He basically he thinks the white man is his love.
But then Jake got power.
Yeah, he got a high power.
Spirit power. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the power for like the spirit.
So turn up, but he don't know. He knows what he see. He knows tanks, jets, battleships, and he got troops. You gotta look at us like y'all broke niggas. I ain't about that, man.
That's why I love what Apostle Harwell would often say. He would say that that the race war, the hope we let men is not going to fight this race. And there's a reason for that, because the hope we let, the righteous men is going to wait on Yahweh Shah, who you where he thought this right. Because he said that in the scripture. He said, wait ye upon me until I rise up to the great. So that's why we're not going to be in a race war. We're not going to be fighting a race war. We're going to sit back and we're going to wait on our power to come deliver us down.
Like buildings on the earth.
Right.
Stand out the way. Let these people duke it out. So the Lord, give us that spiritual power. So we can get that Jeremiah, we say 30:7, man. We can say the thunder.
And Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy come in like a flood,
The standard being lifted up. God. So we waiting on that, man. And they go for the sisters too, man. Let these people fight it out, man. Stay about that stuff, man. Stay out the way. Be prudent.
I'll be on social media arguing with them like this Carmelo Anthony to the bed, innocent and all of that. Man, the Lord judges that. It judged him and his family. They should have got right with y'all about y'all child from the beginning.
Look like a wicked family.
Right.
Got judged.
So don't be kicking up shit with Asians and shit. And, the sirens, man. The sirens.
And it's not to say, and that's the beautiful thing about this too, because even though Carmelo Anthony very much innocent, but it proved that this American society, this system, is not for us. It's not for us. It's not meant for us. That's why they do things they do, man. Every time you look up, when the Jake do the same thing, when they kill a so-called white man, the Jake get the book on them. 35, 50 years. When it was so-called, matter of fact, it was just another recent case where Edomite stabbed somebody to death. He got 10 years.
Another school too, something like the school or something too.
Yeah, so this why when we read scriptures like Micah 2:10, the wise ye in the part, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you with the flood destruction. Okay? When you're trying to merge yourself with America, aka Babylon the Great, is going to destroy you. When you separate and cleave on to Yahweh and Yahweh, you start to do, your spirit starts to get lifted. That's a huge difference. When you rely on this system, you become bugged out. Right, you don't die. That's very important, man. That's why we out here telling you, like, hey, man, you're right with y'all about to be on top. But this is coming down. This is coming down to fight something.
Race is part of judgment. That's how much we rid of a lot of people, man. I think the white got 2/3. He's coming race prize.
So we didn't get that. That's been brought out Zechariah 13. Go ahead and get it to 13:7.
13:7, 8.
Okay, that's Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 7. And it says, awake, O sword. So this is Yahweh Shah saying, awake, O sword, which is basically saying, this was basically telling you that the Lord is truly in control. He said, awake, O sword. Who got the sword? Who got the blessing of the sword? And he thought he's so-called white. They are the experts of building weapons. Okay? Can't nobody outdo them in building weapons. Can't nobody outdo them in delivering death. They the experts. So when y'all just mentioned that judgment, that's the Lord stirring up the devil to come take out the wicked of the nation of Israel. So it says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, says the Lord of hosts. And it says, and it says the Lord of hosts, and it says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall be scattered. So, and that's the perfect example of when it says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall be scattered, which pretty much goes back into history, like when they took out MLK, they took out Malcolm X. That's the perfect example of smiting the shepherd and everybody else scattered. All of their followers scattered. And that's pretty much gonna happen again. And the Lord already doing it now with the fake 2/3 Israelites that basically saying, calling on a different name. They're being smite right now. Okay? So read on, it says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little one. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And this is the 2/3 that's going to be left in the situation where this grace ride kicks off. The 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, they're going to be caught up. They're going to be led to that slaughter. All right, in verse 9.
I was gonna say then the third is gonna be saved through joint division. One side gonna get judgment, the other side gonna get salvation. That's division right there.
That's verse 9 right there. So verse 9, and it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and how about you, I will shout, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. And that's the difference. That's the balance that Yahweh shall have set up. He constantly set that up. He often in Proverbs 11:1, he said, a false balance is abomination to the Lord. Right? A just weight is his delight. So now we just read you the balance. The 2/3 of the nation is going to be cut off and down, while the third is going to be left there. The righteous, those who have that mark of intention, they're going to be brought through their fire. They're going to be going through all of this chaos, and the Lord's still going to save them in the end.
That's why it's very important to get in this truth, man, while you got the liberty, while you got the time. Once the word gets put up, that's word gonna open up real bacon, man. All hell gonna break this. So shoot. With that being said, it's been edifying. And you gotta praise the Lord too. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, by Hashem,
Kwam Yasharala wa Baba Shalom.
Kwam Yasharala, baby. Kwam
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, man. Shalom. I'm trying to